I can model and skip count on a number line to find how many there are. In this lesson, you're going to see that a number line can be a useful tool to help you combine equal groups by skip counting. Let's review by looking at this number line. Looking at this number line, which number would have the least value? Well, in this number line, it would be the number 0. And which number has the greatest value on this number line? Well, the greatest value would be the number 20. Let's look at the following problem. Caleb wants to make 3 balls of yarn for his cat to play with. He uses 6 feet of yarn to make each ball. How many feet of yarn does Caleb need in all? So here is our question. Let's reread that. How many feet of yarn does Caleb need in all? So in this problem, we need to find out the total amount of feet of yarn that Caleb is going to need in order to make the yarn balls for his cat to play with. So let's look back at the word problem and try to figure out what information we have already. Well, going back to the first sentence, it says, Caleb wants to make 3 balls of yarn for his cat to play with. So we know that he wants to make 3 balls of yarn. When we continue, we can get more information. It says he uses 6 feet of yarn to make each ball. So that's another bit of important information because it's telling you the length of the yarn for each ball. So it's 6 feet for each ball. So let's think about this problem. How many equal groups of yarn will Caleb make? Well, the answer is right here. He wants to make 3 balls of yarn for his cat to play with, so that means that he's going to be making 3 equal groups. How many feet of yarn will be in each group? Well, it says that he uses 6 feet of yarn to make each ball, so that's the answer right there. 6 feet is going to be in each group. And what do we need to find? Well, the question is right here. We need to find how many feet of yarn in all. So let's review. How many feet of yarn does Caleb need for each ball? The answer is 6 feet. How many equal lengths of yarn does he need? The answer is 3 lengths because he wants to make the 3 balls of yarn for his cat to play with. So we can use a number line to count equal groups. Well, first we would begin at 0, and then we would skip count by 6 since each ball has to be 6 feet. Remember, we're going to make the jump 3 times because we know that he wants to make 3 balls of yarn for his cat. So we made 3 jumps, and each jump is 6 feet long. So in other words, we did 3 times 6, since we did 3 jumps of 6. And 3 times 6 equals 18. So, to answer our question, how many feet of yarn does Caleb need in all? Caleb needs 18 feet of yarn. So let's review what we did. So from the word problem, what information in the problem tells the number of groups? It's the 3 balls of yarn. What information tells the number in each group? Well, it's the 6 feet of yarn to make each ball. And then if you recall, we jumped by 6 on the number line because there were 6 feet in each group. And how did we know to jump 3 times? Well, again, because there are 3 balls or groups of yarn. And then the number we ended on. What did that number tell us? Well, it told us the number of feet of yarn Caleb needs in all. Let's practice skip counting by drawing jumps on the number line. Let's find how many in 5 jumps of 4. Or, in other words, 5 times 4. Well, in this problem, we're going to make 5 jumps of 4. Starting at 0, 4, another jump of 4, another jump of 4, that's 4 jumps of 4, and 5 jumps of 4, where we land on the number 20. So, 5 jumps of 4, or 5 times 4 equals 20. Let's try another example. Let's try 3 groups of 8, or 3 times 8. So that means we're going to make 3 jumps of 8. That's the first jump. 2 and 3, where we land on the number 24. So 3 times 8, or 3 groups of 8, equals 24. Let's try another example. What if we had this example? What multiplication sentence do you think this number line shows? Well, if you look carefully, there was only 2 jumps made. So the first factor would have to be 2. You know they're equal groups, so that means times. Well, how many jumps did we make? 9 and 9. So that's 2 jumps of 9, or 2 groups of 9. So that would be our multiplication sentence. We end on 18, so the product is 18. In this lesson, you learned how to skip count on a number line.